purpose of my life? What should I do with my life? Those kinds of questions, where do they come from? How to really answer them? What's right? And a great way to start talking about this is a quote that I found. I don't know who said it, but I really liked it. You don't find yourself, you create yourself, or you make yourself. It's up to you. It's not like you're going to sit under a tree like a Buddha and it's going to come to you. It might, but most likely it might not. So let's really start digging into how you can discover it. And it isn't one thing in your life, it can change throughout your life because your brain changes throughout your life. At some point, as you grow up, it matures. As you grow older, it actually decays. And I'm not saying it's about your particular brain, it's all our brains. It changes throughout our lives. Men's brains change differently than women's brains. It's all biology. It's all been studied and restudied and restudied. There's nothing new that I'm saying here. But your brain changes, and very interestingly, your world changes throughout your life. Not just the world, but like the people around you change. What's right becomes wrong, what's wrong becomes right. Just things change through decades. Culture changes, everything changes physically, philosophically, biologically in you. So, of course, your life purpose at 10 or 20 years old is different than at 40 and 50, and so on and so on. So it's okay to be open to that change, and you actually have to be sensitive to it and watch it. So the main idea is it evolves. It isn't something static that you were born to do necessarily. It evolves. And a lot of people, they get stuck, they fall in love with like their idea, their pursuit. Everything else changed, but they're unable to adapt with it. And so they pursue a passion or a goal from decades ago that they had that maybe isn't really the thing that's best for them at the moment, but they don't necessarily realize they can change their pursuits. And another main point is it doesn't just appear. Like that quote said, you are responsible for creating it. The question most people have, well, where do I start? I don't know where to start. I would start with your curiosities. You have to listen to where your mind drifts, where it navigates, where it gets pulled. That's the first thing. And you don't have to do anything amazing or breakthrough. It can be something as simple as picking up a book and reading more about that topic. It can be going to meetups. It can be networking. It can be exploring. It can be starting little website, little blog, little projects, things you can do that are cheap or free. And the only requirement is you start and you are persistent. You don't just start and don't give it enough time or effort or exploration, because idleness, if you just think about it, think about it, but don't do it, that's often failure, which is going to lead to lack of fulfillment, lack of motivation, lack of all those things, because you haven't dug in. Because what's going to happen is once you start, once you read a book, once you network more, you'll get on secondary idea, tertiary idea, another idea on top of your original idea, and you'll get to somewhere amazing, but only through action. Idleness, there's only so much that your theoretical thinking can get you, but doing is actually going to allow you to start conquering your first curiosity, second curiosity, third curiosity, and you'll get to a place in your experience that idleness and just thinking about it would never be able to get you. So why not just go to your local bookstore, look at meetup.com, and see what are the interesting books that cover your curiosities? What are the interesting communities that already deal with your curiosities? Those are things you can do right now, like right after this video. And these are steps you can take immediately. These are not the only steps, but these are steps you can take immediately to test, am I doing the action? Did I start, or am I still in idleness? And if you're still in idleness, okay, after this video, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, then that's on you. Why is that happening? You have to debug that in yourself and fix it so that at some point you do start, and be persistent.